Welcome back to Birds of a Feather. This is your daily Baltimore sports podcast. My name is Nathan Stroud, and today we're going to be talking about the Orioles and the Rangers Game 3. This was the rubber match game in this series, and we're going to be talking about this Orioles and Rangers game. Again, Game 3 of the series. The Orioles unfortunately lose this game 7-0. They get shut out once again this season. And the offense completely and utterly disappeared this game. The Orioles offense in this game had a total of 1 total hit and 2 total walks. 3 total base runners for the Orioles in this game. There was a no-hitter going into the 8th inning that Jacob deGrom on the Rangers was throwing. Colton Cowser was able to break up the no-hitter and get the only hit for the Orioles today on offense. The pitching was a disaster. Brandon Young got the start today. He didn't do good. Scott Blewett, he gave up 3 runs as well. So, the pitching was a disaster. The offense was an absolute dumpster fire disaster. Again, 1 total hit in this game. They were extremely close once again to being no hit. And this is the 3rd time now in the past 5 games where the Orioles have been getting no hit going into the 7th or 8th inning of a game, and that is absolutely disgraceful and unacceptable on every single level. I don't care how bad an offense is, there's no reason for them to be getting no hit in Major League Baseball, and it just so happens for this Orioles team that this offense should not be bad. Yes, they're missing guys like Adley Rutschman. Yes, they're missing guys like Jordan Westburg. But there is no reason on planet Earth that this Orioles offense, as it stands right now, with guys like Colton Cowser back, there's no reason why they should be playing like this. They are dealing with some injuries on offense, as we know. It's not as bad as it was earlier in the season. But I'm going to be honest, the Orioles offense earlier in the season was playing better than what they have been over the past few days. I mean, this Orioles offense is playing horrible. Playing absolutely horrible, and to be honest, it's just confusing what's really going on. I don't really understand what is necessarily going on with this Orioles team and the offense. I don't know if their minds are just not in it, or I don't know if their minds are just not in it anymore. Maybe they just kind of want to give up on the season. I don't know, but at the end of the day, this Orioles team has struggled, and this offense was just a disaster tonight. Again, 1 total hit in this game. Colton Cowser was the one to break it up, and Jacob deGrom was doing Jacob deGrom things and throwing absolute gas on the Orioles tonight. He was killing them, and unfortunately the Orioles lose this game 7-0. They get shut out, and not only that, they've also lost the series to the Rangers, and that is a series loss, meaning tomorrow I'm going to be making a video kind of talking about the state of the team, where we're at, and moving forward, what's going to be going on. Today we're just going to be recapping the game, but tomorrow I'm going to be going into more detail kind of just on the season in general that we've been having and what we should be doing moving forward. But without further ado, let's just go over this game. So going over this Rangers and Orioles game, again, not really much to talk about in this game. Obviously, the Orioles only put up 1 total hit in this game. They got walked twice. They put up 1 hit. An absolutely embarrassing and disgraceful performance put up by the Baltimore Orioles today. They lose this game 0-7. They fall to 34-46 on the season, and all of a sudden they are back to being 12 games below 500, and they have once again lost another series in a time where they could not afford to lose a series. So, again, there's going to have to be a lot of talks going on about this Orioles team. We're going to talk about it more in the episode tomorrow, kind of just talking about the state of the team, where we are right now. It's not very good, man. Not very good at all. But at the end of the day, look, this Orioles team dug themselves this hole. This team deserves to be where they are right now because of the way that they've performed, and also because of the way that our general manager has managed this squad in terms of getting guys together. Also, the injuries did play a big factor in this whole thing as well, but we'll talk more about that all tomorrow. But going over this specific game, again, when it comes to the offense, they only put up 1 total hit in this game, got walked twice. Jackson Holliday didn't get a hit. Jordan Westburg didn't get a hit. Gunnar Henderson didn't get a hit. Ryan O'Hearn didn't get a hit. Gary Sanchez didn't get a hit. Colton Cowser was the only player on the Orioles that got a hit in this game. He goes 1 for 3. Cedric Mullins doesn't get a hit. Dylan Carlson doesn't get a hit. And Chadwick Throp doesn't get a hit. So, once again, nobody on the Orioles got a hit other than Colton Cowser. And the only players that got walked were Jackson Holiday and Ryan O'Hearn. So, not a lot of action coming out of the Orioles offense. Literally nothing. Literally nothing. 1 hit, 2 walks, 0 runs. Absolutely disgraceful. And the fact that they're doing this on their home turf is crazy. They're at home. They lose a series to a struggling Rangers team at home. This Orioles team should be, in flow state, getting better, and they're just not doing it. It's a little upsetting. It's very disappointing to see the way that this Orioles season has gone because, for a little bit, a couple of weeks ago, you really started to feel like this Orioles team is coming back. And then all of a sudden, this team has been in 3 different games over the past week where they've been getting no hit going into at least the 7th inning, which is ridiculous. Just 0 offense out of this Orioles team. Obviously, yesterday they had the big inning where they hit 3 home runs, and 3 of those home runs were 4 of their hits. I mean, it's starting to look like the Orioles offense of last season, plus the pitching is just worse. So, I mean, look, it's just disappointing, man. At the end of the day, that's all you can really say. You started to get guys back from injury like Jordan Westburg and Colton Cowser, and you thought that things were going to switch around and turn around for the better, and it was starting to look like that. This Orioles team got to 9 games below 500, and things started to look really good, and now all of a sudden, you are in a scenario where you're 12 games below 500 again, your offense is performing horribly, and the pitching has just been inconsistent. But going over the pitching in this game, Brandon Young got the start today. We called him up from AAA. We did move Sagano's start to tomorrow. So Brandon Young in this game, he gets credited the loss. He gets through 4 innings, gives up 5 hits, a walk, and 4 runs on 5 hits and a walk. Has 2 strikeouts in the process and gives up a home run. 61 pitch count across 4 innings, a 7 ERA on the season for Mr. Brandon Young. Again, 4 innings, 4 runs, not great from him. And then Scott Blewett comes into the game, gives up, and then he goes 2 innings, gives up 3 runs, a walk, 3 hits, and a home run. Not good from him either. All of a sudden, the Orioles are down to 7-0. And then Brian Baker, Gregory Soto, and Andrew Kittredge come into the game, and they don't give up a hit, or they don't give up a run, sorry. So all those 3 guys, they did their thing, but Brandon Young and Scott Blewett, gave up 7 runs combined, and the Orioles offense unfortunately could not even pick up 2 hits in this game, and they were on the verge of getting no hit once again. This time it was to one of the greatest pitchers of our generation in Jacob deGrom, but still that's no excuse to be getting no hit, especially when you're at home, and especially whenever you're at a point in the season where you have to be winning games, and it really, in my opinion, it just doesn't feel like this team's heart or mind or soul is in this game anymore. At least with this season, kind of feels like a lot of people's checked out, which is really unfortunate because this team was in a situation where they could have seriously gotten back into the season, but they've kind of fumbled it away in my opinion, and it's getting really, really, really damn close to where I'm gonna have to be saying that this season is a waste and that we're just gonna have to move on. I was holding on to hope that this Orioles team could get back into it. And that this Orioles team could potentially make a playoff push, a push to make the playoffs, But it just doesn't really look like that's going to be the case here. We'll talk more about it tomorrow, but not a lot of good things are going to be coming out of tomorrow's episode regarding the Orioles. A lot of disappointment surrounding this team. Obviously, they still have a lot of amazing young players that they're going to retain and keep after the season moving forward. But it's a little disappointing to see this season go to waste due to a lot of it being your general manager's decisions in free agency and in the offseason, and hopefully that'll change moving forward going into next year and also at the trade deadline. So we'll see what happens with that. Again, this Orioles game, not really much happened. Again, you lose this game 7-0, you get shut out, you put up 1 hit the entire game. An absolutely embarrassing game. Jacob deGrom goes 7 innings, gives up 1 hit, 0 runs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. So he went out there and did his thing. There is not going to be an Orioles game tomorrow. We do have a day off tomorrow. It's been a while since the last day off for the Orioles, but we do have a day off tomorrow before we go into a weekend series against the Tampa Bay Rays. And in tomorrow's day off, I am going to be uploading an episode talking about the state of the team and kind of just where I think we should move on moving forward, and kind of just, it's going to be a hard conversation to have about this Orioles team, but hey, it's gotta happen. But going over and looking at this Rays series coming up, this weekend in I think it's in no, it's in Baltimore. So it is a weekend series. Friday's game is going to be on Apple TV. We've got Sagano versus Pepiot. We've got Eflin versus Littell, and we've got Kramer versus Bradley. So Sagano, Eflin, Kramer are going to be the three guys. Again, at this point in the season, and I'm just going to say it over and over again, this Orioles team needs to go out there and sweep. Not sweep. They have to. They have to win every series they play. If they lose this series to Tampa, they're just digging their hole farther and farther and farther. And at this point, you're just going to be in a situation where things aren't going to be looking too good. They have to win this series. They really have to sweep the series, to be honest with you. But winning the series will, be enough to at least make Orioles fans happy and content at the time being. So hopefully they can go out there and do that this weekend. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning into and listening to this episode of Birds of a Feather. If you like this content, make sure to subscribe on YouTube, follow up on Spotify. If you're on YouTube, make sure to like the video, subscribe on the channel. If you're on Spotify, make sure to follow up on the channel. And if you want to have more updates, make sure to click the link in the bio of whatever platform you're listening on and follow my Instagram and my Twitter. I'm posting updates daily on my Twitter. I'm also live tweeting throughout every Orioles game and also any sort of Ravens news that goes on as well. And I'm also posting updates on my Instagram. So make sure to give those a follow. Make sure to subscribe and like the video on YouTube. Make sure to follow up on Spotify. I appreciate all the support that you guys have given me, all the nice comments. I know this Orioles season is kind of going down the drain very, very, very quickly, but we're having a ton of fun doing the show. Love you guys so much for all the support that y'all have given me, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll have an episode up tomorrow talking about the state of the team. It's going to have to be a hard episode to make, obviously. But it's at the point now where you really have to kind of discuss moving forward with this Orioles team and the decisions that they're going to have to make moving forward and kind of just what we need to do moving forward as a team and a franchise. So yeah, I'll have an episode up sometime tomorrow. I'll see y'all later. I'll see y'all in the next one. You have a great Steelers day. Go O's, go Ravens, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out.